Look at this fool.
What you doing, buddy?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday started working on the car. If you guys don't know, we are currently upgrading a few things on the car for not only the end of this year, we've got a few races, but honestly, pretty much biggest thing is going into 2021. As you know, it's already middle of October, so 2021 is right around the corner. I just got my registration for TX2K. I'm really excited. Obviously, it was a crazy crunch time to get the car ready for TX2K 20 last year. And then if you guys don't remember, TX2K, literally while we're at TX2K, that is when all this craziness that is still going on happened. And so they sent all the spectators home. No spectators could come. They moved all the racing up a day. I mean, it was just such a weird time. And this is literally when all of this pandemic stuff started. But anyways, that is pretty cool. Got the registration done for TX2K 21 today, and pretty excited about that. So a lot of these mods are really starting to get ready for that. There's gonna be some big mods that we're gonna make changes to, some big things that we're gonna make changes to before then. But really right now we're trying to do the fuel system. So yesterday I got the FIC 2150s on. I had the ID 1700Xs before. These actually sold to a buddy of mine that has a turbo Mustang that he's building. So got to get those shipped out. But we got the FIC 2150s on, and they come with a pigtail because the connector is different. But you can see, well, you can't see, but you can see a little FIC right there. So got the injectors in. Already got a freaking tune from John Lund Jr. Car started right up, idled literally perfectly. Fuel trims were like within 10%, so the car is idling, and we did a little rev step test to make sure it's good. I was just about to take it out to start doing some logging on it to make sure it's driving good, making sure fuel trims are good, driving around, but I just got my new fuel pumps in. Huge thanks to my boy Logan over at Lethal Performance, always helping me out, super fast shipping. But I had triple 450s in the tank. Obviously this is still a drop-in fuel head, just like a stock style tank would be, but now it's back here, which is awesome because now I have to upgrade the fuel pumps, and it makes it that much easier because they're back here, super easy to access. Just got to remove the fuel lines, remove the nice Deutsch connector that Joseph made me, and then just take these bolts off, and we'll get the fuel head out of there, pull those 3 pumps off, and change them with these. Now these are Walbro 525s, also known as the Hellcat pump. So typically I think one or two of these, I think 2 of these come in Hellcats like stock. Maybe it's 1 or 2, I don't know. But they call these Hellcat pumps. Anyways, we got 3 of these bad boys going in. So we're upgrading from 450s to 525s. Now these, I was probably making about $13.50 to the tire, somewhere around there, $13.50. And these held up just fine. So now we got to go bigger. Always got to go bigger. You always need fuel. Don't want to cheap out on a fuel system. So we're going to get these pulled out, swap those in. Like I said, I already did the injectors yesterday. Super easy. Already got the tune loaded. And so we're going to change these pumps out, and then we're going to go take it for a drive. And so besides losing weight with the stock tank, this is literally the reason why I wanted this back here, and I wanted Joseph to rewire this all. Like, this literally took me 2 seconds to unplug the harness, literally take these off with some nice AN wrenches, and then all I have to do, buzz gun these 10mm nuts, and literally the hat pops out. Like, this is so good for maintenance, or like, you know, if a pump dies and you gotta replace the pump, anything you gotta work on back here, it just makes it so much easier versus like having to take the rear seat delete off. And then those, if you guys have ever worked on a stock tank, they have those stupid rings around them and they're pain in the ass to get off. Like, this makes everything so much easier. Obviously it'd be a little bit easier if it was even, you know, an external fuel pump that was on the outside, but for an in-tank pump, this is definitely the way to go. Alright, so I got the top of the hat separated from the bottom. So these are the old triple 450s in really good condition, just weren't enough fuel. These fuel lines are in perfect condition, but I had some extra 5/16 fuel line hose, so I figured I might as well put some new lines on there since it's out anyways. So out go the 450s, in go the 525s. So they're physically the same size on the outside, but Obviously they flow a lot more. So, and then they didn't come with new screens, so I just cleaned these out, let them dry out, and we'll reuse these screens. They seem to be in good condition. Just cleaned them out, so we'll put those back on the bottom. We'll cut some new fuel line for them, and then we'll get attached back to the Lethal Performance hat. Alright guys, there it is. Control pumps are in, and we're gonna drop it in the tank, hook the lines back up, plug it back in, and we should be good to go. Okay, so we're gonna turn the pumps on, make sure nothing's leaking. Suckers are flowing some fuel. Everything's dry so far, so we're gonna go ahead and start the car. Cold this morning, boys. So I gotta go back to work for a little bit, and then we'll take it on a little test drive and start doing some logging. Alright guys, so I didn't get a chance yesterday to take the car out. It got super cold actually. This is Amarillo, Texas, 3,500 elevation, and it's supposed to snow like Monday, Tuesday. So we gotta get some logs done, just literally just cruising around. So we're just gonna take the car around the block a little bit, go through a little bit of RPM. The CO2 is gonna be turned off, no boost, nothing. I do want to show you guys, I'm telling you, I'm starting to get a lot of parts in for next year. But I did get this really cool onboard air system, which is so funny because if you guys don't know my early days on the channel, I was really big into Jeeps. I fixed up a lot of Jeeps, and I always wanted onboard air, you know, to deflate tires, fill them back up after you're going four-wheeling, and for air lockers and things like that. But anyways, they've come out now with these onboard air systems for cars that run CO2, since I run CO2 to regulate the boost pressure. And they just use a really, really small compressor because obviously we're concerned about weight, and this really small tank. And so this whole setup right here weighed in at like 7.5 pounds with the bracket and everything. So we got this really nice relay for it and fuse, all the connections, some nice vacuum line. And so this is from Cy Lee Racing and Tuning. You guys can look them up, but Cy's a good buddy of mine. Anyways, I bought this onboard air system off of him. And so now what's cool is I don't have to worry about filling up my CO2 bottle. And honestly, you know, I'm big on weight because this car, you know, it's a little bit heavier, so I'm trying to get some weight off of it. So I'll probably only gain about 2 or 3 pounds, but the fact that I don't have to fill up the CO2 bottle or worry that it's not filled up is kind of a convenience for me. You know, the CO2 bottles, I used to go through them a lot because I had a bunch of boost leaks. Now that all the boost leaks are fixed, I don't really run through CO2 as fast, but the good thing is, if some reason like I'm going, you know, the car is down for a couple months and then I plan to go racing all of a sudden and I forget to fill up the CO2 bottle, I don't have to worry about that now. So I'll probably carry the CO2 as a backup just in case someone else needs it or something happens with the little compressor. But it is a nice like via air compressor. Like these things last a long time. And this is gonna be super small usage, so I'm sure it'll last a long time. But just wanted to update you guys on that. So we're gonna go take the car out right now and get it logged. Streetcar shit today, boys. She cold. Alright guys, so we just got a revision from Mr. John Land Jr. Land Racing. So just put like 5 pounds of boost in it. We're just gonna make sure it makes you know, the fuel trims start cleaning up as we get into boost. So put about 5 pounds on it. Open up the good old CO2. And let's see what happens. Alright, so I actually had the phone recording and I guess it didn't actually record, which is a good thing because we only did 7 pounds of boost on the straight pull and I'd had it in like 3rd gear, so it was pretty embarrassing how slow it was. But then I did a 2nd gear pull to make sure we got some good data. And give me that ball, fool. Let's see it. Hey, let's see it. This dog is crazy about balls. Sit. And there she goes. Gotta keep him busy. So, I ended up doing a 2nd gear pull as well to get some good data for John, and we'll see what he says. And I think we're pretty spot on. Probably need like 1 or 2 more revisions, if that. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the upgrades remaining to the Mustang. We do have some racing coming up, and I'll talk about that in probably the next video or 2 about what we've got going on in the next few weeks. But huge thanks to Fuel Injector Clinic hooking up with the 2150s. You guys go check them out, fuelinjectorclinic.com. They've got tons of injector sizes. Everything comes with lifetime warranty, and they're all data flow matched. And I'm really excited to really throw some power at this car. We still are on the same turbo. Like I mentioned, I did get a newer turbo. It just probably won't be on for the next couple races. But kind of future game plan, I'll let you guys know in probably the next video. Like I said, got a couple races coming up, and then we've got to tear the car apart and get it ready for next year, which is why I have all these parts coming in. So, but we did upgrade the injectors, and we upgraded the fuel pumps for the time being. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content on the Mustang. I will see you guys on the next one.